Well, that's it. Kiss September goodbye. It's October, brand new month. We're rocking into the very last part of this year. Woo! So we're talking about Halloween and the strikes and dock workers and EV adoption and all the things. Little Halloween story at the end.
All
relevant to consumer experience.
It is relevant. It is absolutely relevant for sure. Look, Q4 coming at you. Election season, ramping hard. We got politics and docks and all. I mean, what a quarter.
Well, I don't know what it's like where you live, but Miles and I were driving to work today, and I just starkly noticed the absence of presidential lawn signs. I was like, everyone's kind of staying out of it this year.
Really?
Nothing.
Yeah, you got to come to the South to see that, I guess.
I guess so. I mean, unless New Yorkers just gave up. They're like, yeah.
I mean, they just full send that thing.
I will say the people up here that do them go all in. Like, they're lit.
Yeah, they're like got a big board. So they went to Home Depot and made it.
Yeah, there's structures that they erected in order to make their voice heard.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, man. And all the election commercials during the Super Bowl. I mean, the Super Bowl. No, during week 4 of the regular season NFL. We were like, oh my gosh, can we just go?
I can tell you what it's like around here. I was in Hobby Lobby on the weekend, and Hobby Lobby decided to skip fall. They were just like, forget that. We're going to Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, so, dude, that's Lowe's. I made a post
mad every time this year.
Oh, I've given up. I made a post yesterday about this abominable snowman in Lowe's. It's like from Rudolph the Red. The sucker's like 8 or 9 feet tall, and they're like, "We're going to Christmas. If we have a decoration, let's just put it out."
That's what it is.
And I kind of think that this is indicative of the retail market right now, where like retail stores know they need to capture dollars sooner before Amazon gets their claws on everybody, right?
Yep.
And so I think it's a race to like get the dollars first, especially in the time of uncertainty. But who knows? Who knows? What do we know? What do we know? What we do know is we have an upcoming webinar, another quick shot webinar this Friday, October 4th, with our friends at Wikimotive and Billy Goulet of TommyCar Auto Group, talking about keeping the ship on course by aligning marketing with store processes.
Hey.
Like that is the key to success. If you were wondering,
on my heart right there.
You can't just say stuff. It's got to deliver when you get in the store, and the store processes and what people are saying should inform your marketing. Going to help you understand how to do that better this Friday. Just go to ASOTU.com right there at the top of the fold. You can sign up to join the webinar. Come in live. Kyle and I will be there hosting. We're going to have a great time like we always do. Heckle us, ask questions. And if you can't be there, sign up so you get the recording. All right, we're doing news. We're doing news. All right, so this week, because there's a couple major events going on, we're going to give a little update on both of those at the beginning of each show. One of those, the developing story about the hurricane and its impacts across dealerships. The second part is the dock worker strike, where the dock workers went on strike at midnight last night. So we're going to do that through this week to just keep everybody kind of like apprised of what's going on. So dealerships across the Southeast, though, are still assessing damage after the Category 4 Hurricane Helene. Many dealerships are still closed, particularly hard-hit areas like Asheville and Boone, North Carolina. We had Todd Caputo on talking about that yesterday. Dealership employees, right? Like you just think of the people involved reporting significant personal losses, including homes and vehicles. Haven't heard of any deaths yet amongst dealership employees, so that's a positive. CarMax is giving $1,500 in tax-free financial aid to employees through its disaster relief fund. That's great to see. Dustin Walters, VP of Friendship Family of Dealerships, said, quote, "It's really kind of gathering information right now while the stores are closed, just trying to find out what the needs are. Some you can't even get to them because everything's down." John Policastro, president of North Carolina Auto Dealer Association, says it's pretty devastating out west, and we've got some small towns. They've been kind of just wiped away in the floodwaters. We're still trying to figure it out.
Man, I've never actually lived through a hurricane like that, but in Nashville, going through a few massive tornadoes in the last 13 years since we've lived here, like it's devastating for the whole entire city. And floodwaters, like it's a great equalizer. Definitely, like if you know people that are out there that could use help, like we'll continue to try and provide resources for this. But this again is going to have impacts for that area in the automotive retail sector, but also potentially in the broader automotive retail sector. So just something to stay abreast of. Great stuff from CarMax, though.
And if you know of a need or somebody doing something amazing, please just shoot us an email at crew@asotu.com so we can put a little bit of a bullhorn behind it. Speaking of bullhorns, this is better than I thought it was going to be. We reported yesterday port workers were looking to go on strike or threatening strike. And now, as of midnight, they've gone on strike across the U.S. East and Gulf Coasts, threatening significant disruptions to the auto supply chain. Key terminals like New York and Houston are shut down. In the last 24 hours. U.S. Maritime Alliance offered nearly a 50% wage increase to the union. And the Longshoremen's Association, they rejected it as unacceptable. They're actually looking for, I think I saw a 77% wage increase. Both parties exchanged new proposals, but negotiations remain at an impasse. It could cost the U.S. economy $5 billion per day, completely stalling car and truck imports to the East Coast. Billions of dollars of goods, from food to vehicles, rely on access to the ports, says Jay Timmons, CEO of the National Association of Manufacturers. I did see another stat I'm going to add in here, that this accounts for 39 to 49% of all U.S. goods come through these ports.
Wow. That's unbelievable. How do you reconcile that with like all of the industries that would be that are going to be impacted this by
every
this? Like,
industry.
how do those industries, like, is there like a pony up, right? I don't know. I mean, what I read is, I think it was 2011 that these workers last received like salary bumps, and so
was it that long ago?
Yeah, it's like that's why you see this 77% over 4 years, because basically they're saying, hey, look, make up for lost time.
Yeah, right? Gotta make up for a decade and a half.
So I need to fact check that. We'll fact check that for tomorrow. But you know, this is without a doubt something to be watching over the next couple of weeks if this thing continues on, because a couple of weeks of shutdown here could be way more devastating than anything that we've seen as far as shutdowns in the last year and a half on all these union strikes.
I know, going to the holidays too. I know,
products about to get expensive.
I want to say good morning to Michelle Langford on the live stream. Thanks for saying hi. And thank you to everybody who shows up on the live stream every morning, whether it's LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook. We love having you with us while we're doing the show. It's cool. But even if not, you can listen to the audio version of the show too on Spotify, Apple Music. Just go download the show. So if you miss it, it's great. You know, we'll try to keep you entertained while you're like walking your dog or something like that. Speaking of, I had a good segue and it's gone. Changing gears a little bit. That's kind of ironic because EVs don't have gear. But the electric vehicle landscape is exhibiting a notable shift away from luxury EVs. And the non-luxury EV segment is growing the market share to 26.6% in Q2, up from 22.7% in 2023 overall. This is according to Experian data. Luxury EVs still obviously dominate, but more affordable models are now gaining traction. Ford is leading the non-luxury segment at 21.9%. Behind them is Hyundai, 19.3%, Volkswagen at 11%, Kia at 12%, and Chevy at 13%. Basically 77+% of EV owners who replaced their vehicles in 2024 chose another EV.
That's pretty strong.
That's super strong. EVs are often used alongside another gas-powered vehicle in the household, with 81% of households owning both an EV and a gasoline vehicles. But they've become a compelling choice because consumers are relying on the gas-powered vehicles to do the other stuff. That's according to Experian's Kirsten Von Busch.
Kirsten. She's awesome.
Cool.
But also, this is continuing the counter narrative to what we saw so much in the first half of the year, that EVs were dying. Like, they're still growing market share. There's still a growth in their acceptance rate. You see, 77% like continuing to buy in this market, especially when it's typically a second or third vehicle, is a great thing for the market. When it comes to all of the R&D and all of the product planning that's gone into EVs, like, we don't want to see that go to waste. There's still a lot to be had, but some really cool stats. So kudos to everybody, to Ford for kind of leading the way there. Impressive.
I know. Hey, want to say hi to Kelly. Kelly comments literally on my morning walk. That is awesome to know that Kelly's on her morning walk and we get to be idiots in her ear. It's amazing. All right. Oh man. Oh, somebody actually I don't know who it is. It's on YouTube. Tamburino says may have some donation opportunities in Western North Carolina. Have some pilot friends looking to fly in supplies. Actually, whoever that is, send us an email at crew@asotu.com because I have a friend who is trying to help actually Mr. Beast coordinate flying supplies in. So, and they were looking for someone who has, so send an email, please, to crew@asotu.com and I will connect you directly with them and maybe you fly supplies in for Mr. Beast and friends. So
speaking of flying in supplies,
let's go.
Segue
time. I got some feelings about this one, but Uber Eats is partnering with Spirit Halloween to offer costumes and decor for on-demand delivery just in time for the spooky season. Spirit Halloween's 1,525 stores, kind of shocking to me, honestly, just to see that number, are now accessible via Uber Eats, Postmates, and the Uber app. You can get the same prices that they are in store for deliveries in the US and Canada. And obviously follows Uber Eats' recent deal with Olive Garden and expands its retail delivery focus. Beryl Sanders, Uber's retail partnerships director, shared households across the country are looking to on-demand delivery to get what's needed now. Yeah. And I guess you need your Spirit Halloween right now.
Know. I know. I mean, this is just another indicator of this, convenience economy. Miles, my son and I, Amazon truck showed up at the end of our very long driveway at 4 a.m. this morning. And we were just marveling over the ability to order something like last night, like before bed. And it's in our country residence in a box. And it's like a random thing, like a cable or whatever. Yep. And the Spirit Halloween, right? People don't want to go anywhere, and Spirit is really smart to pair with Uber, and kind of people know what they want when the Halloween costume thing, especially the people that go there all the time. They're like, oh yeah, that's the one I need, or I need some fake blood for my Dracula teeth or whatever.
Yeah. This is, and to tie this back is the convenience matrix of retail is so high that consumers are being more and more conditioned toward convenience. Mm-hmm. And so as retailers in the automotive industry, I don't care if it's parts, service, or sales, our ability to provide convenience as an option needs to be there. Right now, it doesn't need to be everything. We don't have to go like, oh, everybody wants to buy online, buy in store, but we have to provide convenience where convenience is possible. So even if that's shopping or it's parts delivery or it's service pickup and delivery, when it's necessary and when that consumer has been conditioned toward it, we should be able to provide those options. So when you see this further conditioning, just recognize like these consumers don't segment verticals. They just expect convenience.
That's true. And we know one of our favorite automotive commercial makers, creators, Brian Ortega, comments, or zombie teeth.
Hey,
I feel like he and his efforts may benefit best from the Spirit Halloween partnership for their next video. So delivering stuff right to set. Look, thank you so much for being in the comments today. We're going to try to make some real difference and change through our work in this industry, which happens to be the best industry in the world. And it happens to be Q4. So go out there, care about some people, and get some.